And we are live once again for the marketing after party with Vina V, Day Tips and Vina V. How are you doing today, Vina?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing all right. Doing well. I'm excited about today's topic actually.
Good. Yeah, it's all
I
about
th-
content ideas, isn't it?
yeah, I mean what we do in terms of like our day to day it is around it surrounds content, and we produce so much content that I feel like it's so important for us to be able to generate content ideas on the fly, like really quickly, and to stay consistent and so on and so forth. So I thought it would be a really good idea to talk about content, how we come up with our content. If you ever kind of like get, what's the word I'm looking for? Like content blocks where you just don't know what to
Yeah.
create and stuff like that. And then we can kind of bounce off of each other. Maybe I can learn some stuff from you can learn some stuff from me, about how we generate our content ideas. So
Sorry,
what's like
I'm laughing because Sam looks so happy today. So I'm
I
just
look
like,
so
oh, I'm
happy.
not saying you're not a happy person,
Just
but you're
Well, thank you. Thank you.
you're glowing,
um
Sam. You're glowing. Usually people say that to women, don't they? Like you're glowing, but you're glowing today,
it
Sam.
must be the cocoa butter that I have on today. What was I gonna say? So yeah,
Oh god.
how do you generate your content ideas?
Oh, there's so many different ways. And I think when you open your mind up to getting inspired, and I think that's a key thing here as well. I think a lot of people, and this is just in life in general, us humans always compare ourselves to others. So rather than
Mm,
comparing, like be inspired by that person. And you can get like I'm sitting here in my office right now, I've got so many different things around me that I can just draw inspiration from. So it's really opening yourself up to seeing the potential and the opportunity in things. If that's a bit too like, whoa, hold on, what are we talking about here? Some more practical things, I would say. I love the YouTube comment section. Okay, so what that means is if you're doing a video about how to bake a Victoria sponge cake, as an example, I would type that in to YouTube. So, how to bake a Victoria sponge cake. So, that's the video we're going to do. And then I would look in the comment section and look what questions people are asking. Because if those people are asking a question, it means it wasn't covered in that video, which means there's a potential for you to take that comment and make it into a video. So someone might have asked, how do you do this cake recipe without eggs or without eggs and flour? So then you've got an idea there. So it's just really about, you could have such a bit like, I don't know, your niche could be cooking. Just literally type in anything to do with cooking on YouTube and just build up a list of questions. Like you can get thousands of ideas instantly by doing that.
that's a really good one actually. I've never actually thought about that.
Oh,
Yeah, I've
cool.
never actually thought about that. Like going on YouTube,
Mm.
finding the video or a similar video to what you're planning to put out and see what people say about it. Because my one of my ones is like going through comments of my own videos and seeing
Oh,
what people are
okay.
saying. But
Yeah.
that it kind of makes sense, especially if you're just starting out on like YouTube or something, and you might not have a lot of comments or a lot of people
Yeah.
like responding to your videos. So going to somebody else's video and seeing, oh, okay, I wonder what these guys are saying about their video. Can you like if can you answer the question in your video kind of thing?
Exactly. And then you can always, once you've made that video, you can go back to that person that's commented and be like, oh, I just answered this on my channel. So you've already potentially got one view from someone as well. So I think a lot of to do with content is like finding these little hacks, isn't it? Because I really don't think it's difficult to come up with ideas because there is so much content out there that you can get inspired by it, adapt it. Yeah, so there really is no need to be like, oh, I don't know what to do. Because,
Mm.
and I'm sure me and Sam are going to give you loads more ideas in today's video anyway, but it's literally like, I get so excited talking about this because it's limitless. the amount of ideas. Like you could have one, again, going back to that cake example, that one very broad idea, how to bake a cake. But then you've got thousands of ideas from that one idea. How to bake a chocolate cake, how to bake a strawberry cake, how to bake a cake with no eggs, no flour, and no, what's the other, sugar? I don't know, whatever it is. How to bake a cake in 5 minutes. How to bake a cake and sell it. Or, do you know, is there so much you can do, and you just keep on going and going and going. And me and Sam are going to talk about this more on my channel a bit later on, but it's that thing of, if you want to be successful faster on YouTube, it's having a very specific niche and going all in. So that cake example would work really well because you're focusing down on just doing loads of videos about cakes.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I think like similar to that is Facebook groups as well. And I think I spoke to you about this like ages ago, like last year or something like that. But Facebook groups is such a great way for you to like see what's going on in your niche and in your community. Like, so for example, obviously I'm in the marketing niche. So I like to join like small business Facebook groups where people are kind of like talking about their business and promoting their business and stuff. So I can see what questions people have. I can see what people are interacting with, and I can post in there myself and see what feedback I get back. And from that, if a certain post that I post gets a lot of comments and responses and stuff, I'm like, oh, this is a popular one that a lot of people have questions about. I can make a video about this kind of thing.
Yeah, no, definitely. And that's such a great point as well, is using all the resources we have, isn't it? Going into those Facebook groups, and even you're putting a post in that group yourself to do a bit of research and say, look, I'm thinking about launching a YouTube channel about plants. You know, what questions do you have about growing a plant or whatever? Like, we've got so much disposable ideas and research at our fingertips. I think it's just incredible. We didn't have this, did we? Even if you rewind only 10 years ago, how could we have done all this stuff? We would have had to call people up, wouldn't we?
I mean, it would have been really difficult to gain the kind of data that we have now.
Yeah. And
even just like with social media and with YouTube, there's so many ways to kind of like gain ideas. So one of my ways as well is literally through other content creators. I think you might see someone who has done a video on a topic that you think, wait, I could do a video on that. And you think, oh, but they've already done it. But at the same time, it's like I always get comments in my on my YouTube channel that say, hey, I've watched like 5 videos on this same topic, but for some reason I came across your one and it resonated. And now I understand this concept, or now I was able to do this thing or whatever. So you might even be thinking, oh, but this person's done it and loads of people have done it, so why should I do it, kind of thing. But looking at other videos and saying, I'm going to do that video, I'm going to do it my way. Exactly. It might help someone who just doesn't understand the way other people were delivering it, kind of thing.
I love that point, because and I get that a lot as well. It's like, what you said, that someone said to you, it's like, oh, I've watched 10 of these videos, but I found yours. And sometimes if you just make it so easy for someone to understand, because when people are coming onto YouTube, they might be an absolute complete beginner in, I don't know, setting up an email list. And someone might do a video and it's great. They're presenting amazing. They're giving the tutorial, but they may have missed like literally a really basic step, which is easy for them, but it's not easy for an absolute beginner. So it's about looking at that video and thinking, hold on, I can do that video, but I'm going to add in, like, they missed out like 5 steps at the beginning. I'm going to do it that way as well. Cause there's, and I do this as a consumer myself. Like, if I want to learn, what was I learning the other day? I think it was something about how to put a contact form on my website as an example. And I had to go through about 6 videos until I found one that I understood. Because the other ones, I thought, I don't even understand how they even got to that step. So, you know, that was a recent example as well.
So in terms of like some of your most well-performing videos, how did you come up with the ideas for some of them?
So some of my Instagram ones, for whatever reason, always tend to do really well. Hence why I make Instagram tutorials. So for that, I just think of, okay, what do people need that maybe not even be on YouTube yet? And I wanted a video. I think my last Instagram one, I don't know when I uploaded it, but it was about what is the difference between Instagram Reels, Instagram Stories, and like IGTV. And the reason I did that is because, number one, Instagram does well on my channel anyway, but Instagram Reels, I think, had just come out. And I'd already done a video about what is Instagram Reels. So I thought, how can I build on that video? What might people need to watch after that video? Because it is confusing with all these features. And I thought, if I'm getting confused, other people are going to get confused as well. So sometimes I look at what content is already doing well on my channel. And also, actually, this is a tip about timing of videos and getting in there as soon as you can. So if you do run a channel like me and Sam, that's about marketing or social media, if a feature has just come out, do a video on it ASAP. Because I think one of the main reasons that video did well, Instagram Reels versus Instagram Stories, blah, 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 is because Instagram Reels came out. So more people are searching on YouTube for, what is Instagram Reels? How do you use Instagram Reels? And all of that. So again, it's looking at what is relevant and timely, like what is going on in the world. Like if someone was to do some kind of video about coronavirus, obviously it's going to do better now than it would do in, like, please touch wood, in 5 years time. You know, no one should be searching for that then.
No, I get you. And I had a question now that I've forgotten what it was, but no, I completely agree. Like, oh yeah, that's what it was. Keeping your ear close to the ground in your niche. So like what you said in terms of like the features coming out and putting a video out whilst it's relevant, I think is so important. Like to just really, whatever your niche is like really be invested in like the popular blogs and other channels and news related to your niche and stuff like that. So you can kind of create content that's like super relevant. And that's a great way to kind of produce content as well. You know, keeping involved with events that might be coming up, or reading the blogs and the magazines and stuff, and just staying connected really to your industry.
Definitely. And even in terms of like seasons, like Christmas is a big time of year for most people in the world, isn't it? So, or in America, like Thanksgiving. So what kind of content can you do around those events? Again, if you know, Christmas is on the 25th of December. If you can do a Christmas video, put it out on the 1st of December, again, it's much more likely to do better than if you were to do it in the middle of summer. So could you, again, looking at your, whatever your channel's about, could you do, I don't know, your top 10 gift ideas for Christmas? But for me, that would be like a video equipment. What could you give someone, like my top 10 video equipment best buys for Christmas? But someone who's maybe got a channel about books or whatever could do their top 10 books you want to buy. So there's all this stuff that you can do, and you just tailor it. And again, actually going back to what Sam said about looking at other people's content, you could take, say if your channel was about cooking, but you've seen this great video from someone that's doing a video about cars, you can take that idea, but then just make it relevant to cooking. So if they were, I don't know, doing something like this car versus this car, you might think, oh, that I've never thought about doing a video like that. Why don't I do this cake versus this cake or whatever? So it's, again, just getting inspired, isn't it, from other people as well. And
from other people. 100%. Do you use like any content schedule, or have you used any content schedule in the past?
Oh, Sam, Why did you ask me this question? So I was doing very well on my channel. I was up doing a live show every Friday at 2 p.m. But then life got in the way, and for the last 2 weeks I didn't upload anything. And this has been a running theme of my life. It's like, I'll be like, yeah, I'm going to do a schedule, and I'll do it for a while, like Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And then again, something will happen in my life and it just takes me off course. So I think my biggest tip in terms of a schedule, if you've got a lot going on in your life, is just say weekly, or even like bi-monthly. Is that a term? Bi-month to a month, every other
fortnightly.
week. That's there we go, Sam. That's it's doing what works for you. And people might think, oh, 2 videos a month, like that's not going to do anything. But 2 videos a month, being consistent, is better than doing nothing. So even if you're starting and you're doing 1 a month, at least you know in your mind, I'm going to be consistent. You know, the optimal, I think, for YouTube is trying your best to get to that 1 a week. That is a really good flow. But, you know, just if you can't do that right now, just try 2 a month for now and build up to that 1 a week. And I don't know about you, Sam, but with me, sometimes I've put pressure to do a certain time and a certain day. And that's when sometimes I fall off. I do think that's a double-edged sword, because I do think it is actually a good idea to have a day and a time. But I think, you know, more important than that is just trying to be consistent with that weekly video.
No, I agree. I think there's a lot to be said about it, really. I think firstly, it's kind of similar to going to the gym, I guess. I think you can be overly obsessive with going to the gym to the point where you look great, but the other areas of your life are falling off as well. Kind of similar to me. Like, I look great now, I'm joking. But like, you know, you want to kind of have that balance of, you want to go to the gym. It's good for the mental health, the physical health and whatever, but you don't want to be overdoing it to the point where it's putting too much strain and stress. And I think it's the same with content as well. Like, you want to be somewhat consistent with your content, but not to the detriment of other areas of your life, and also sometimes other areas of your business as well. You know, and I don't know if you've noticed this as well, but when I first started off on YouTube, it was a lot easier to just churn out content when I had less business opportunities coming in. Whereas now there's so much that I'm doing business wise that it's difficult to produce as much content, kind of thing.
It's so true. Yeah. And even if you've got stuff going on, I mean, to be honest, with me, the majority of my time is taken up by my child. So sometimes it's like, you know, I'm seeing clients, I'm doing discovery calls, the school rings me, and then it's like YouTube just naturally gets put to the back. And, you know, I don't really want it to be like that. I do want to strive for that. I've got a bank of content, and it's there. So if something does happen, I'm like, it's all right. Like, I've got my weekly videos still going up. But I think the main thing is like what Sam was saying is, you know, I think we come first at the end of the day. Yes, if you want to grow on YouTube, you've got to be, you know, in it. You've got to treat it like a business. But at the same time, it's like being kind to yourself. Like, you can catch up on YouTube. Like, nothing is drastically going to happen if you miss one upload. You know, people will still come back and search for you and be like, oh yeah, I remember that Vina girl. I used to watch her like a month ago. Has she uploaded anything again? Oh no, she didn't. there's no new. But you know, it's just being kind to yourself at the end of the day, you know, and believing in the process of
100%. Yeah. So one thing that I do that really helps with content, I think we're coming towards the end now. We're going to jump on your channel soon for your live. So yeah, anyone watching this live or after the live, make sure you jump over to Vina's channel and watch what we're going to do over there. We'll talk about that in a second. But one thing that I do is I have an app called Google Keep, which I actually made a video about quite a while ago.
I haven't heard of this.
Yeah, so it's like I'm actually using it now it's like just ideas that I jot down And it's good because they have a desktop version and they have the app version. So if I'm like out and about and I'm busy, but I get a YouTube video idea or I get some sort of content idea, then I can open the app, open up my content section or my YouTube ideas section, put it in there. And then the next day or the next week or whatever, if I'm like trying to film a video today, I can just go onto my desktop, go onto Google Keep, look at all of the video ideas that I've noted down and choose one and then record it. Because I think sometimes like you get the best ideas when you're not working.
Yeah, 100%. Sometimes you could even be watching, I was watching a film the other day and one of the characters said this quote and I thought, oh my God, that's such, I had to like pause it. And I just write my notes up like in so many different notebooks and all of that. So, yeah, and that's actually inspired me to do when I launched my kind of meditation YouTube channel, I was like, oh my God, I'm going to build that quote in to one of my meditations. So it's, yeah, you could be sometimes, I don't know if it happens to you, Sam, if you're out for a walk or you could be having a conversation with a friend and all of a sudden, like you can see your friend talking, but you're like, oh my God, I've just thought of an idea. I need to quickly remember this and write it down.
Yeah, it happens to me. And what I love about Google Keep as well, you would have thought that this was sponsored by them. But what I love about them is you can like put a voice note into it. So I don't even know if I can show you.
I'm actually going to write this down. So Google Keep, as in KEEP. Yeah.
Oh, KEEP. I'm trying to show it. I'm trying to show it now. But like these are all of my topics. So schedule everything like that. So I have one for YouTube ideas. And then you kind of like just click on it. So if I have my video ideas here. So if I get a video idea, then I can just click on that.
Oh, that's cool, isn't it?
Yeah. So it's just
organized.
Yeah, it's just an easy way of getting, and I've got other YouTube channels as well. So it's a nice way of like, if I get an idea for that channel, I click on the tab for that channel, put it in there. And then when I'm ready to record, all the ideas are there rather than trying to think of an idea on the spot. You've got the ideas kind of
That's
there.
a really good idea. Yeah, always have a bank of ideas. So if you are feeling, oh, I don't know what to do, it's like, oh, actually, no, you do know what to do because you've got a massive list of the ideas there. Oh, I love it. I'm going to go and check that out after. I haven't heard of that before. Google.
And then obviously, like you can, if you're creating content for other platforms, so I've started creating a lot more content for other platforms now. Instagram and LinkedIn and stuff. I use the same YouTube video ideas. So I might have already done the video on YouTube, but I'm like, okay, I can turn this into an infographic for Instagram or a little post on LinkedIn or something like that. So using the same idea, you can use it multiple times, but on different platforms.
Wow, I like it. I'm going to use that, I think.
Awesome. So any last minute tips before we jump over to your live?
Yeah, I would say quickly, actually, if someone already currently does have customers, is literally giving them a call or an email and saying, like, what questions? Literally, like, what questions do you have about my business, about my services? Or I always say this to my clients, what are the most commonly asked questions that people ask you? Like, one, people always ask me, and as I'm saying this out loud, I don't think I've even done a video about this, so I need to go and make this video now. But people always ask me, like, what equipment do I use? What microphone do I use for my phone? What phone do I have? Like all of this stuff. So if you're getting the same questions over and over again, rather than getting annoyed with those people, literally make a YouTube video about it and then send it to them. So the next person that asks you, oh, Sam, what equipment do you use? Or tell me more about your book or whatever it is, you can just literally send them the link to the YouTube video and be like, there you go. And then it's good for you because you're getting the extra juice on your channel then. You're getting that extra view and engagement. But it's also great for them because, you know, they've got a video now that they can keep referring back to and get help from. So everyone really wins with that as well.
100%. No, I love that idea. Like FAQs. And even if you have an FAQ section on your website, then you can like embed those videos after each question kind of thing. Yeah, some really great tips. thank you for joining us, Vina. Like I said, we're jumping over to your live in a second, like literally straight after this. So make sure you join us on Vina V's channel, because we're going to be live talking about how to know when to quit YouTube. It's an
Is this
interesting
a
one.
spoiler? Is either me or Sam, are we quitting YouTube? You're going to have to come over and find out.
Maybe it's an announcement.
Maybe it is. Maybe I will cry.
But yeah, make sure you join us. Make sure you subscribe to both of our channels as well. I've left a link in the description to the playlist, so you can go and watch all of the previous marketing after parties.
Oh, we didn't do our intro today. We usually go, hey, this is the marketing after party. You forgot.
Oh, we forgot it. Well, we could do it in a minute. But yeah, thank you guys for joining us, and hopefully we'll see you in a few minutes.
Yeah,
take it easy.